Time to do some edge toughness testing on CPM REX 45, and we're also going to compare it to CPM M4. So we're going to do a brass rod edge toughness test. Both knives were sharpened on 1000 grit metallic bonded CBN. Then we jumped over to a 3000 grit resin bonded diamond waterstone. Afterwards, we jumped over to a 1 micron diamond stropping compound on leather. And both knives came up to a very, very high sharpness. So here we have the brass rod. Here we have a shiny edge. We're gonna stick it, torque it, just get in there. It's just real nasty test, you know, just getting in there on brass, making these twisting, torquing type cuts. There's really no mercy when it comes to testing edge toughness like this. It really is gonna show you how stable an edge is. You know, a lot of really hard woods have a consistency of brass, and so it's kind of cool to just really torque on this brass right here and see what's going on. Stopped a few times. I mean, it just sounded so gnarly. I thought I was really just breaking the edge off, but there's no gross edge damage that we can see from this far away. CPM M4 now, same thing. We're just going to start torquing on this. You know, M4 is known for being a very tough carbon tool steel, powder tool steel. It's tough for the relative amount of wear resistance it has. And we're really going to start getting in here and just start shredding on this stuff. We start to notice, though, the edge starts slipping. You can see the edge is slipping right there. And so I stop and I check, and I'm like, huh, that's just not biting in as aggressively as it was there. The edge totally started slipping, and I could feel some rolling with my finger right there. I'll show you guys, there's no gross edge damage, but we'll get a close-up here, and oof, look at that. We had a lot of rolling, a little bit of a chip right there. It's not the brass, it's not coming off with my finger. Here's the cuts we did on the brass. Now we'll flip it over to the REX 45 side, and we'll check out the REX 45. And not as much rolling damage, no chipping, and the damage is less significant. So I decided, you know what, let's just go back after the REX 45 and just really start torquing on this shit, you know, just no mercy. Let's just go after it. Let's make this stuff chip. Let's just really get in there, dig in deep, you know, flick that edge out and, you know, see what happens. Stop a few times because it just sounds so brutal, but again, no gross edge damage we can see until we get really close. And so I go back after it just a little bit. I feel it. I could feel a little bit of rolling, but I didn't feel the rolling like I did on the CPM M4. It still has great bite. There's where I was cutting on the brass right here. And I come in here and I'm still getting great bite. You know, the REX 45 is a little bit harder. We're closer to the mid-60s HRC. You know, the CPM M4 is closer to the lower 60s on the Rockwell hardness with Spyderco. So up close, here's the cuts on the brass, and you can make the REX 45 chip. We had to really get in there, really had to torque on it. But we cut a lot more of the brass, and we were still getting nice bite into the brass versus the CPM M4 just started slipping. So just a small chip. Looks like we got 2 small chips right there, 3. And that's where we are cutting on the brass. But we'll compare that edge to CPM M4, and we just have a lot more significant damage with the CPM M4, and it started to slip on the brass. We got small chips, big rolls, and REX 45 just held up better. So the REX 45 is more tougher at the edge than CPM M4.